is something that me and Peter do all the time. We just ride our one wheels around trying to look for cool spots where there's cool light, cool composition, just trying to find those really epic cinematic spots, even though we're just in Newmarket, Ontario, small town here in Canada. But this is something that I think a lot of people don't do, so I thought we'd talk about location scouting. Alright, so what's a location scout? Well, essentially it's just going to different locations and finding the right location for your video shoot. So this is pre-production. You're doing this before you're actually filming something. You're figuring out what's the right location for your video. And now, why would you do this? Well, A, you get the best look for your video. B, you can plan out some of the shots in that location already beforehand. C, you can figure out the lighting strategy for it. You can figure out what kind of natural sources, what kind of lights you might need for your video. And D, if it's a bigger shoot, you need to figure out the logistics of that location. Is there bathrooms there? Can you get the gear there? Do you have enough space for food, for a craft table? Craft is just a fancy word basically for like catering for a film shoot. I don't actually know why it's called craft, but that's what it is, craft. So if somebody's talking about craft, that's food. That's your food. Just an FYI. Alright, so location scouts sound great, and here are some tips that I've found are really helpful when you're actually doing a location scout so that you have the best chance of finding the best location for your video. First off, you want to know what you're looking for. This is going to save you a lot of time because location scouting can be really time consuming. It can take up a lot of time going from different places if you're, going to one spot in the city and then going to a totally different, across the city to a different spot. There's a lot of time that goes into actually finding the right spot, so know what you're looking for, have kind of an idea of what would be good for your video. Number 2, I would say do some test shots. So don't just go to the place and just look around and be like, oh yeah, this is good. Do some test shots. Just take a stills camera or maybe take some video clips and just take some photos, document what the place looks like, what are some cool features there, what's the lighting looking like. Just take some photos, take some video clips so that you can look at that afterwards and not be, thinking like at home like, wait, was there how many windows? Wait, what? How many was there? Like what was going? You're gonna forget everything. You're gonna think that you're gonna remember, but take some photos, take some video clips. That's gonna help. Next, look at the composition. Look at the different frames that you could get in that location. And I like to look for different kind of compositional elements. For example, leading lines. If there's a brick wall or any lines anywhere. I love lines, so that's something that my eyes are drawn to right away. But things like frames or anything that you like compositionally that you think would be good for the frames that you need to get, just look at the location and figure out, do you have those compositional elements there? Number 4, I'd look at the natural light in that space. Figure out, are there windows? What's lighting the space? What's the ambient light looking like? Is there enough light to get an exposure? And if there is really good natural light sources, figure out kind of how you can use those, and if they're not working for you at all, figure out, can you get rid of those lights? Do you need to add lights? What kind of lights do you need to get? A location scout is really, really good for figuring out your lighting plan so that on the day you don't have way too many lights because you had no idea what you need, and you don't have too little lights. You have exactly what you need. Location scout, super, super important for lighting. For example, this tunnel had really cool natural light just coming out of the ends, a really soft source, and then it's really directional. There's not really much else going on in there. So just a really cool natural source. So figure out, does this work for your video? If you don't want a moody video, then this would be a horrible location for you. But if you're looking for this kind of look, then that's great. So this is why location scouting is so good. To just figure out what kind of location works for your needs. And talking about lighting, something that's really important when you go to a location is using something like an app called Sunseeker. And what it does is it tells you where the sun is going to be at different times of the day. So depending on if let's say you're location scouting at 6 p.m. at night, and then your shoot is actually at 12 p.m., the light is going to be totally different. So using something like Sunseeker, you can figure out where the sun is actually going to be at 12 when you're filming. Is it going to be blasting through a window and you're going to have to be competing with that, or is it just going to be behind and you're just going to be getting ambient light? So using Sunseeker, super, really important. I'm not sure if it costs money. I've had it for a while. I think I got a free version a long time ago, but I do recommend this app. I use it all the time, especially for location scouting, because you can find out really accurately where the sun will be. So you just kind of hold it up and it shows you where in the sky the sun will be, and yeah, super handy. And this one I already kind of mentioned, but think about the mood of your video. Does that location fit the mood of your video? Are you trying to get a nice happy summery vibe, or do you need a moody vibe? Figure out, does that location provide that mood or that feel? Because if that location does it kind of automatically, that's gonna help you so much in your filmmaking process. And lastly, think about the logistics, and this one's like a big one. You need to think about so many different things. For example, do you need it to be quiet, or do you need privacy? Do you have actors or talent that kind of need that privacy? Or do you have bathrooms there? Or can you get food there? Is there a restaurant you can go to near there? Can you get the gear there? Is it really hard to get to that location? Is there parking? All of that stuff you need to figure out, because if you're on set and there's no food or place to go to the bathroom, then the people on set are gonna be pretty pissed, and you might not realize it, but that is gonna make a worse film or worse commercial, worse video in the end, because the people working on it are just gonna be miserable. They're not gonna work as hard if they don't have food and a nice place to get away from the sun and to go to the bathroom, all those normal logistical things. There's a lot to think about here, so that does dictate sometimes if a location works or not. It might be perfect for the light and the mood and everything, but you just can't get all the gear there, or it's so remote that it just doesn't work. All right, there we go. So those are some tips that I've found to be really helpful when location scouting. And yeah, sometimes you don't have the time or the budget to actually location scout, or you know, you're going to Norway and you can't just fly there and location scout, or you just have like 3 days there, you don't have time to just go around and look at things. Well, you can still do a lot just from the internet. Google, Instagram, these guys are your friend. Just look up the places, figure out what kind of spots are around there. Maybe look at Google Maps and figure out where's the sun gonna be coming from at different times of the day. All these things do help. It really helps to just do that work beforehand, and you're gonna get way better work done once you're out there shooting. So yeah, highly recommend doing location scouts. Also, thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this episode. Skillshare is an online learning platform, so if you want to learn more about filmmaking or photography or branding or business or anything really, go and check out Skillshare. The link is down below. It's a free trial, so yeah, nothing is stopping you from learning right now. I really like Skillshare, so I think you guys will too. All right, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked location scouting, and yeah, go try it out. Next time you're working on a project, take some time, do a location scout, and I promise you it will not only make your video way better, but way less stress. Like, it'll just cut out all that stress and that anxiety when you know what that space looks like, and you can picture in your head, you have the photos and the videos, you can plan out everything. You're just good to go. All right, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.